how nice I look in my shirt. Um, what was I saying? What was I wanted to talk about? I forgot now. Back and forth, back, dolly in, dolly out. Professional. You should see this tripod. This tripod is like for a kid's toy. Yeah, I remember what I wanted to talk about. I hate when I pregame on it, but sometimes I just want to make sure that I have. It's like between what I think about at home and by the time I get here, a world of stuff can happen, especially on the train in New York City, or getting a text or a phone call. Like, it's only 45 minutes to an hour, and then 45 minutes to an hour between what I think about before getting here and then getting here and sitting down. It's just like the world can change on a dime. So I wanted to. One of the things I always, and I probably mentioned this before, because I have such OCD that I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. That why I do what I do, and I had a conversation with this with my friends a little while ago, and it's because they can't. Same way with my parents. My parents have been gone for a very long time, years, in fact, well, decades. Jesus, so long. And they're well, they're dead, and they can't do anything about it. They can't do anything about their lives. They can't make changes. They don't have a future because they're gone. And you feel like you live because they can't. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but there's a thing to it. Like, that's, I live because they do not. And whatever I can pursue, I pursue because they can't. And with my friends, most of my friends work jobs they hate, and they tell me this. And I know their jobs. And I can't imagine, I don't want to imagine, but I know what it's like to wake up in the morning and do something that you hate. And they do it every day, all the time. And they said, at least you don't wake up in the morning hating what you do. And I don't. I mean, whether or not it's lucrative, whether or not there's a future, whether or not, there's no pension, there's no 401k, there's no retirement plan. I feel like I covered this before, but no, this is for go for broke. But I don't have to. The only way I would look back at my life would probably be more on maybe a money thing, but not as in like, I don't feel like it's wasted. It depends on who. Well, going back in a successful life. Well, all those things were just steps along the way, But all the material, all the money that I've spent on every kind of material, paint, stuff. I barely paint, but just things. I have a large rotating base stand, so you could actually stand on it, and you could carry your weight, and it turns you into a 360. I have fake video cameras. What else do I have? I have so many tools. My goodness, like I pretty much, I could be a full-time carpenter or construction worker. I got so many tools and high-grade stuff. Tables and chairs and furniture and shelves and I don't even photography equipment, film equipment. I have so much stuff, and that's where all my money goes. It goes into other things in order to build upon whatever idea jumps into my head. I have mechanical rides. I have old ATM machines. I have parking meters, for crying out loud. Nobody has this kind of stuff. And some of it, I got for free, but but obviously I had to turn them out into art. So I spent a lot on spray paint, a lot on just like hobby store figures and scenes and fake grass and you name it. I don't know if you looked at through my Amazon purchase history, you would know what to make of me. It'd be like, it's the most erratic purchase history. I want to print it out. I'm going to actually print out my entire purchase history from Amazon and put it into a book. And it'd be like, what? Each item has nothing to do with the item that precedes it or precedes it or after. Yes, whatever. Because everything's such on a whim. if I need uh, buttons, like electronic buttons and switches or a silver trash pail or fake GI Joes, fake blood, um, folding tables, whatever. I can go on and on. Anyway, I'm just babbling. But anyway, that's why you do what you do. You do because others cannot. And that's a responsibility too, because, I mean, and they see me fall. They see me that this is like, I am like there. It's like I don't want to go through life as a cautionary tale, but I always feel like I am. Like it's like they see me that I take all the hits. And I had a hard conversation with my friend, and it's just like I feel like he doesn't take risks because I take them all, and he sees the results of my risks, and it's just me just getting me getting hammered constantly, just being beaten down completely. And I feel like he doesn't take the risks because it's just like, well, what's the point? Look what happened to hit this guy. Um, if I had more of these risks just work out in my favor, he'd probably come out of his shell more. But then I feel responsible because it's just like, he wants to just go further and further into the cave of like, please leave me alone, and I don't want to get hurt. I don't want anything bad to happen. His big concern is about, he's always concerned about death and oblivion and all this stuff. I'm like, but the guy's not living, and he's only concerned about oblivion. And he's like, oh, and I'm like, well, you're not gonna listen. You don't do all that much. I don't see why you're gonna miss so much if you don't even do that much. He's like, I want to miss my memories. I'm gonna miss myself. But I'm like, yeah, but well, this is why you have the here and now. Don't really worry about oblivion so much. But and I always had this thing like I want my friends to do what they want to do with their lives, very much so. But this is a struggle. This is a huge struggle. I mean, they only see, they see that yes, it gives me some sort of focus and peace. But man, you've heard these rants and raves I've done on this YouTube channel. It's like I'm always being driven half mad. I try to stay on course. It's difficult, and everything else throws me off course, which is difficult. So it's not. I don't know. They don't see the sunshine and flowers. No, they don't. But yeah, to do this thing, to pursue it, is very, very costly on just the spirit. Will. To just gather the will to push all this through is enormous. And to what end, and where are you gonna where do you stop? What do you do? Like, at some point, feel like, well, is the universe telling you like maybe you shouldn't go? I don't know. It's like, but I don't listen because I'm stubborn, and I don't even think that I'm stubborn. I'm just willful. It's two different things. Stubborn is just for the sake, is a dumb thing. Willful is more of is intent. It's just like, no, I'm standing my ground because. That's more of a thing, and stubborn is a move to me. Will moves into a direction forward. Will is a forward momentum, a forward move, forward momentum, whatever. Something like that. I don't know. I'm just making it up as it goes along. I'm making this up as I go along. But there is some structure. However, you might feel that this is all just chaos and emotion. There is thought. I do study. I do look. I do pay attention. I'm always looking. I'm always seeking. I just feel that the answers that are for me are not the answers that work for others, or other people's answers for themselves don't work for me. It's not one coat of paint. It's not one size fits all when it comes to these kinds of endeavors. I think that's where the confusion lies. So many artists is like, what I think you should do? Like, no, don't tell me what you think I should do, because you have no idea. It'll work for you, I'm sure, and you'll make out like a bandit. But for me, it's not so simple, and it's got to be my own in its own very, very unique way, which is a lot to do. and a lot to adjust and a lot to figure out. I don't make it easy. I don't make it easier on me, and I don't make it easy for anybody. Well, as they say, what's the point of it if it's easy? I guess. All right.